Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of F1 2012 Career Mode Season here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day today. We actually are headed to my favorite circuit in the world. It is Singapore. Very excited for this one. Lewis Hamilton atop of the board, currently still over Jenson Button, as we actually fought in the last episode our teammate of Michael Schumacher for a spot on the podium. However, instead of getting the podium, we didn't even get fourth. We ended up, P5 after a bit of a disappointing final few moments there in the Italian Grand Prix. But now we're going into a track that I love so much here in Singapore, so let's see what we can make happen here under the lights. Alright, it is time for qualifying here in Singapore. Let's see what we can put up on the board here now, as we're going to have control, and even in 2012 this track still looks pretty fantastic here now as we head down towards turn number 1, and actually not an awful start to the lap now. As you guys know, I like to basically go in blind and have no experience at each track before we just jump into it. So I'm just going to kind of follow what Lewis is doing, and we expect Lewis at this point to just win the title. I don't think there's any way Lewis Hamilton's going to lose it. I'm surprised that it's still even close, but look at the straight line speed from his McLaren as we head down towards the braking zone, and I really dove it in there hard and gained quite a bit of time right there as we head through the right-hander. This feels very empty compared to what you see at current Singapore in like F1 22 and whatnot on the left side of the track. Too much curves right there. Get on that DRS. Try to gain a little bit of time back now as we head down towards the left-hander. Oh, this is new to me. I forgot about this. This is an old configuration. Oh my god, that's my first time ever doing that. Okay, that was kind of cool. We continue on and down towards the hairpin. I didn't realize that that configuration was still used back in 2012. That was cool. Now that's going to be something, a bit of a curveball for myself here in the actual Grand Prix. This is the best I've ever done on a qualifying lap so far in this game. Not surprising when it's Singapore, you know, my favorite circuit, of course, in racing. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Formula 1, IndyCar, NASCAR, IMSA, whatever you name it, it's Singapore is my top of the board always. I love this circuit so much, and I love the walls that surround me that I almost bury myself in. But overall, I mean, I'm not too disappointed with this lap. I feel like it's got to be close to the top 10, if not in the top 10, maybe not quite a top 10. Let's find out though. Hard on the gas pedal on the DRS. Hamilton crosses the line, and still not quite enough actually here. As you see, it's going to be P12 versus our teammate Schumacher, who's P8. So we're only a few tenths of a second off after one lap, which makes me pretty confident. But Alonso actually got the pole over Hamilton. So it's going to be Alonso, Hamilton, Button, our top three. Let's head to the grid. You really got to attack the curbs at this circuit, which feels quite dangerous in this game because the curbs really like to unsettle the car in F1 2012, but the AI as well. As we complete lap 1, AI pretty competitive around here as well, so this is not going to be an easy task to really move our way forward here. I'm going to try and get a little bit more aggressive and just try to gain some more position and time, but yeah, this is going to be an interesting Grand Prix to see how this plays out. That is, I don't know, I kind of dig that chicane at the same time. I was just, you know, calling it out a lap ago, but it's kind of fun. Like, it doesn't feel necessary, but it's kind of fun to navigate around now as we've actually gained a good chunk of time on this lap to Schumacher. Honestly, like, we could have a heck of an opportunity to get a good finish. I don't think we're going to have the pace that we did, of course, in Monza. Oh my god, I did not touch him. I swear I did not run into the back of him. He just flinched to me, and we move up into 9th place. So, position gained, but as I was saying, I don't think we got the pace that we had in Monza, where Schumacher had pace for a podium, I had pace to fight for the podium. I don't know if we quite have that here today, but obviously, if using some strategy, we can maybe make something work. Singapore, you know, it's a bit difficult to overtake here. Not Monaco difficult, but it is difficulties that come with it. So I think if we can capitalize on some strategy as well, we might be able to pull a very strong result off, maybe even the top 5. DRS now enabled. Not sure. No, it's Hamilton out in front. Okay, so Hamilton took the lead from Alonso on the opening start of the Grand Prix, so we'll see if he can drive away. Alonso and Button both looking to beat him, obviously, to try and keep themselves in the championship fight. I mean, the season, it's almost over. We don't have much time left, which is crazy to think that we're already closing in on the final moments of this season. Here we go. Opportunity to get up all over Sam. We should have DRS. I'm going to use my curves. Look at this. We got a run on Sebastian Vettel. No DRS actually in this section in 2012 it looks like. But either way, we go around the outside of Vettel, who's really struggling. I don't know what it is about Sebastian Vettel, but he struggles hard in this game. I mean, he couldn't even get past Kobayashi, and now he gets passed by myself, of all people. We have a side-by-side battle up here. It's a Ferrari. That might be... is that Alonso? No, it's Massa. I was like, I don't think it's Massa because he's running too good. Massa's had a miserable season with Ferrari. However, he's putting up a decent effort here today, currently trying to hold off, I believe that's Grosjean, lined up behind him. And you can see everyone kind of making some weird moves now as we go through the little chicane and then back in towards another chicane. Vettel right behind us. We have a train of cars right here. We got Vettel, we got Schumacher, and then there's a Williams back there as well from the looks of it. So right now, everyone just kind of under a blanket waiting for one another to kind of make a slip up to get the opportunity to go for a move. Kobayashi goes for an oddly defensive move, and I said, thank you very much, and he said, absolutely no, sir. I respect it. You know what? He gave me the door. He left the door wide open for the taking, left it unlocked and everything. Said, just go right on in, but I'm going to shut it on you once you get there. So I respect the little kind of trickster move right there from Kobayashi, but now the gap has been created. We have a run down towards turn one. I'm going to fake out to the left, dive back to the right-hand side, and just send one into the corner. Very heavy braking. We stay on track. What a move right there. Up into 8th place, or 7th place that is. And now we can try and focus on Mark Webber. Back in the background there, I see Michael Schumacher trying to defend over what looks like that Williams. Schumacher's got some good pace in this car. We've just been able to kind of get the elbows out a little bit more. And now we got to defend over Kobayashi. I'm just going to leave the door open for you. You want the left side? Be my guest, but we know he won't send one up the inside. So there we go. We hold on now to 7th place. Oh, what's going on up here, gentlemen? Weber, and oh, that's Raikkonen, not Grosjean, that we're going at it right there. And now the door has opened for myself to get up here towards the top 5. I mean, these AI keep scrapping it out, and it's just opening the door for me. Now, as I wonder if there was any wing damage picked up from that one. It looked like they had some contact, but looks like they're okay. Oh, that was a bit rough there through the final turn, but we're okay nonetheless. We start lap 6. The pit window's lap 7, I believe. Yes, it is lap 7. So we're on the option. So what we should be going to those primes there. But such a fun circuit to drive. I love this track so much, and one of the reasons this is kind of my favorite Grand Prix in the world is my first ever Formula 1 race that I watched completely by accident was in I believe 2013, and it was Singapore, and I just remember being just fascinated with them racing right here in the city streets under the lights here. Oh my god, that was slow for them, but it was such a cool spectacle to witness, and I just kind of fell in love immediately now as I'm gonna go up the inside of Mark Webber. Thank you very much, Mark. I'll take that position. You just kind of left the door wide open there, and I'm gonna go wide right there, but we hold on. But there's just so much awesome things about this Grand Prix, and as well, it's such a difficult Grand Prix for the drivers. It's so hot here in Singapore. It's one of the longest Grand Prix of the season. It's such a demanding race, and it's just so many things about this that I really love, and it's just such a unique circuit here. Of course, it is a street circuit, but it really, to me, feels like the most unique street circuit. It's got, you know, the long straightaway to make moves, but it's just, everything just feels different to me about Singapore compared to other street circuits. It kind of feels more, I don't know how to describe it, more natural compared to a lot of the street circuits that are designed nowadays and whatnot. But I really, really enjoy racing here. Obviously, in 2023, they are taking out this little section right here. This is going to be a straight shot in 2023 instead of doing this right here, turning in, which is understandable because it was for construction purposes apparently in real life. I guess they have some, like, I can't remember exactly what it was. Like there's a building or something that's being built, or I don't quote me on that, but I know there's a legitimate reason to it, not just because they wanted to. So now pit window's open. Let's pit at the end of the lap. All right, here we go towards the pit lane now, and there goes Massa in, and I'm gonna play it pretty safe here. Make sure we don't, of course, overshoot anything. I feel like actually we gained some time right there. I mean, that was a really, really solid pit entry now, as we're gonna come in. And hello, gentlemen, we're going to put on those yellow striped tires and get back out on circuit. So Hamilton still out in front. I expect to see Alonso or Button to come through any moment. And hopefully get going here and get up towards second, or even maybe put the attack on Hamilton. I can't quite tell. It looks like Hamilton still leads, but we're back on track. And overall, I would say that was a pretty good success here. Who's this behind us? Is that, who in the world? Pick? In a Marussia? Oh my goodness. How in the world have you found yourself up in here? I mean, what? Alright, well, I mean, fortunately we shouldn't have to worry about being under attack, but okay, I don't know how he's managed to get himself up here in the mix, but here he is. I don't know what's going on up in front of us, but something's happening. Something is developing in front of us. There's got this, it looks like there's a slower car or something, or someone's off the pace, because there's a train of cars that are being held up, and both myself and Felipe Massa are running them down, and you can see it right there. I mean, they're not far up the road, and we've definitely closed in on this lap, so I'm not quite sure exactly what is happening, but things are happening. Massa is going defensive all the way up there, and is just going to allow me to do this right here. Why were you trying to defend from that far ahead, mate? But either way, I will take it, because we move up into 5th place. We are putting up, all of a sudden, one heck of a Grand Prix run here, and we might even have a shot to go for a race win all of a sudden, because something's happening up here, and we'll see. We'll continue to watch, but I think Hamilton's still up in front. He should be. But yeah, this is going to get interesting. Massa's going to look to the left side. He's going to fight back. Look at the speed, but he's not going to have enough as we head down into the braking zone, and these 4 drivers are under a blanket and bringing myself and Felipe into the mix. Look at this. What is going on up here? I see the problem. Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, what? Daniel Ricciardo's leading the race. That's the problem. That's why everyone's so slow. And the Toro Rosso, how has he gotten up here? I mean, I'm not complaining, because it's clearly brought me into the mix to win this Grand Prix. But I was wondering, I was like, there's no way these guys just spent the first half of the race driving away from me, and all of a sudden they have 0 pace. But now I get it, and we got to attack on this. This is an opportunity right here, and I'm not sure if Ricciardo maybe started on the prime. There he goes, there he goes. Okay, so that's exactly what happened. He started on the yellow stripes. So now it's game on. We got to try to put the attack immediately to Jensen Button. He wants to cover the inside. I said, go have it, lad, and I'm going to go around the outside. There we go. Into a podium position again, just like the last episode in Italy. Will we throw it away? I don't know, but let's try to stay in the DRS of Alonso, and you never know what's going to happen with 6 laps remaining. Hamilton's driving away. I got to say, though, the only thing more fitting than getting like my first podium in Canada would be right here at my favorite circuit in Singapore. I think we're going to have a shot at Fernando right here as well. He's not going to go defensive, surprisingly. We were closer to Massa, or further away from Massa when he went defensive, but Fernando a lot more confident in his pace compared to what Felipe was. Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, not surprising. Alonso goes defensive into the corner. That is, oh, good heavens. Oh my goodness. That was close. All right, he gave me the door, but once again, it was shut at the wrong time, and it nearly resulted in an accident. I kind of, once I caught on to what was happening there, I was able to at least move to the left and had a little bit of space to work with. But that could have gone, you know, very wrong very quickly. Fortunately, though, it did not, and we're okay. He had a really slow last corner. Here we go. Alonso on the defense, and I'm just going to do the same move I've been doing all Grand Prix long. How about that? We have just passed Fernando Alonso and have moved into 2nd place in Singapore. Hamilton, long gone. We have a whole bunch of cars stacked up right behind us. We are going to be under attack here in the DRS. Look at the speed difference. Absolutely insane right there. However, we still get the spot and hold on to 2nd. Oh, Alonso slipping and sliding back there. Not a lot of grip in that Ferrari right now, and he has Jensen Button right up his rear diffuser. But now I think we can settle in here and see. I mean, the odds of us running down Hamilton are extremely low, but never say never. Let's see what we can do. We have 3 laps to go. Gap currently 3.1 seconds to Lewis Hamilton. You know, thanks to Daniel Ricciardo, we at least have an opportunity, but the gap is not really closing. Surprisingly, Hamilton is not pulling away very much. He will after a corner like that. But, I mean, we're staying within reaching distance if something happens. Oh, that was a really bad chicane. Oh, my God. That is not what we want to be doing. Fortunately, we escaped that one without any damage, and I am slipping and sliding all over the place all of a sudden. But let's get back in line here and settle in for the final 2 laps. Now it's just about holding on to the podium because we can't run down Lewis. So let's just hold on to our first podium. Alonso not far back, 2 laps to go, 3.3 seconds again. We haven't really lost much, surprisingly. Still to Lewis now. The goal is, yeah, 9th place, but we are exceeding that goal. Oh, no. I just did the thing. I did the thing. And the thing is, I choked. Here we go, alongside Alonso. I'm not giving this one up easy. We got to make sure we get a podium out of this at least, but he's going to be on the right side. Give him the space to work with. We got the DRS out of it. Okay, I was hoping we could kind of get that DRS from him. Oh my goodness, false alarm. It's okay. We can hold on now. I'm not too concerned about losing anything through the rest of the lap, but oh my goodness, we nearly did it again and threw away a really good result. Here we come then. Final lap here in the Singapore Grand Prix. As long as we don't screw up, we will get a podium for the first time in our career in F1 2012. I'm going to play it a little bit safe on this lap. Make sure I don't make any mistakes like I just did on the lap previously. But what a Grand Prix it has been. We started outside the top 10. We kind of, you know, we had a bit of a slow start, and then we kind of got the ball rolling a little bit and have been able to do really good things since then. Alonso is going to have an opportunity. I'm not going to do anything different. I'm going to leave the left side of the track open. Did I do that? I don't think that was my fault. Pretty confident he just straight up ran into me. I stayed to the left side of the circuit. I don't know if I came over or not, but I'm so sorry, Fernando. I hope you can hold on to 3rd place, but that just made it easy, I guess, for 2nd place. We'll continue on. I don't think that was my fault. Looks like Fernando's going to hold on to the podium at least, so no harm done there in terms of running position now through the final moments of this Grand Prix, this final sector. Like I said, we got off to a slow start, but we started making some moves, and obviously Daniel Ricciardo was a big assistance to my progress in this race to get up here into the fight for the podium, and almost thought we were going to be in the fight for the race victory. However, that was not the case. I nearly wrecked it right there. I didn't realize I was down to 1st. Lewis Hamilton, though, coming through once again to extend his championship lead through the final few corners. And here he comes to win in Singapore as we come through for a 2nd place runner-up finish, our first podium in Formula 1 2012. No better place to do it than my favorite circuit in the world. I will absolutely take that. Our teammate Michael Schumacher is going to end up in 9th place. He was faster, you know, for qualifying in the first part of the Grand Prix, but we were able to capitalize later on in the day. There you see it right there, the results, and I wonder if anybody actually DNF'd. Nobody DNF'd in this episode here, so there you guys have it. Fernando Alonso. We actually beat Fernando for once there as we get 2nd place. Here we see the updated standings. Alonso's now 54 back of Hamilton. Button's 55 back. So those are the only two with a chance at this point. But they are still a long ways out. We're up to 38 points, tied with now Sergio Perez, actually, for Sauber. So pretty happy with that. Real quick before we end the episode, take a look at the constructors. This is an absolute blowout, of course, with McLaren absolutely destroying everybody ahead of Red Bull, who's 202 points back. I'm surprised that they're beating Ferrari, as it has been Fernando Alonso basically single-handedly carrying that team as his teammates down in 9th place. That is Felipe Massa. And the next one, is it Japan or South Korea? I think it's Japan and then Korea, if I'm not mistaken. So I appreciate you guys being here for this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a great day.